It is April 2026. A total energy embargo is in place. Yet the oil still flows. The United States and the European Union have just announced the most sweeping package of oil sanctions ever assembled against Iran. The U.S. Navy has doubled its patrol corridors in the Strait of Hormuz, and European ports are strictly barred from receiving any Iranian-linked cargo. On paper, Iranian oil exports are effectively zero. And yet, right now, as you watch this, crude oil loaded at Karg Island is making its way to refineries outside Shanghai. How? The answer is what analysts now call the ghost fleet. This isn't just a handful of rogue smugglers. It's a disciplined, parallel global logistics network of over 430 aging tankers. It is a shadow shipping industry built specifically to make Iranian crude invisible to Western enforcement. In the next 7 minutes, we are going to dismantle this system step by step, from the Persian Gulf to the Chinese coast, and explain why, despite all its power, the West cannot shut it down. Step 1 is ownership. If you tried to trace the legal owner of one of these vessels today, you would likely end up at a single-purpose shell company registered in Panama City or Monrovia. That company owns exactly one ship, has no employees, no phone number, and zero connection on paper to the Islamic Republic of Iran. This is a deliberate legal architecture. One ship, one company, zero traceability to Tehran. Lawyers call it asset isolation. Sanctions officers call it a nightmare. Step 2 is the flag. Every merchant vessel must be registered under a national flag, which determines the laws that govern it. Ghost fleet tankers cycle through jurisdictions rapidly. A ship might depart Iranian waters flying a Tanzanian flag, re-register under Mongolia's registry mid-voyage, and arrive at its transfer point showing Palau. Each flag change resets the regulatory clock for just a few $1,000s. Step 3, and this is the core method, is AIS spoofing. AIS is the GPS broadcasting standard used for maritime safety. Ghost fleet tankers are fitted with signal manipulation hardware that broadcasts false location data. A tanker sitting in a loading berth at Karg Island will broadcast to global databases that it is calmly anchored off the coast of Iraq or drifting near the Horn of Africa. It is digital camouflage, and it works because the system was never designed for sanctions enforcement. Even with AIS spoofing, there is still a problem. A sanctioned Iranian tanker is a known entity in Western intelligence databases. Putting that specific hull into a Chinese port creates too much risk. The solution is the ship-to-ship transfer, the logistical heart of the operation. Here is how it works. An Iranian tanker, the Giver, sails into international waters. Popular zones include areas off the UAE coast, south of Malaysia, or even the Laconian Gulf in Greece. These locations are chosen because they sit just outside territorial jurisdiction. There, the Giver meets a second vessel, the Receiver. The Receiver is a clean tanker with no sanctions history and no obvious link to Iran. Both ships kill their transponders. In the dark, using flexible hoses, they pump the crude oil from one hull to the other in an operation that takes up to 18 hours. When the Receiver sails away, its physical cargo is Iranian crude, but its paperwork tells a different story. The bill of lading now claims the oil originated from a legitimate source, like Port Klang in Malaysia or Basra in Iraq. The documentation is fabricated with professional precision. By the time the ship arrives at its destination, the crude has been commercially laundered. On paper, it is clean cargo. The Receiver's final destination is almost always China, specifically a cluster of independent refineries in Shandong province known as teapots. There are roughly 70 of them. They are smaller than state giants and far less integrated into the US dollar financial system. For them, Iranian oil arriving at a 25% discount is simply too attractive to turn away. But what about payment? This is where the system becomes truly untouchable for Washington. China does not pay Iran in US dollars, and it never has to touch the SWIFT network. Since the rollout of the mBridge platform in late 2025, a system connecting the central banks of China, the UAE, Hong Kong, and Thailand, transactions can clear in digital yuan directly between central bank ledgers. No American correspondent bank, no dollar clearinghouse in New York, no message for the U.S. Treasury to intercept. The money moves, the oil moves, and the entire transaction is functionally invisible. So let us zoom out. What we have described is not a series of isolated criminal acts. It is a logical, resilient, and professionally maintained parallel infrastructure, built over 2 decades and now operating at industrial scale. The uncomfortable reality of April 2026 is this: sanctions only work if you control the logistics. The United States controls the dollar and it controls SWIFT, but it does not control 430 hulls in international waters, and it cannot intercept a digital yuan transaction that never touches New York. Iran has not just broken the sanctions system, it has built a new one around it. Which leaves us with one question. In a world of digital finance and parallel logistics, is the era of using the US dollar as a geopolitical weapon finally over? What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.